Hello, sunshines. Welcome to Bunnyfish Crafts. I'm your host, Heather, known as Bunnyfish on all the places. Today is Monday, the 20th of October, and it is the end. Sorry, I had to dismiss my end of lunch timer. I have a 5-minute warning so that I can do whatever I need to do before I have to have kindergarten. Roughest 40 minutes of my day. Anyway, hi. I am here to talk about my work knitting project. I don't know if this is where it was last time you saw it. Maybe. But I felt like I talked to you about it after I changed this like neon peach color. I'm gonna turn you around. So I don't know. Did you see it past here? I am a few rounds away from doing the next decrease, which is really exciting. I haven't really been working on it that much because I worked through my lunch a couple times last week, which is not great. I'm going to try really hard not to work through my lunch any days this week. And hopefully I can finish what's left on this mini. Do we think I can do it in 4 more lunch sessions? I don't know, but I'm gonna try. Isn't my rug pretty? So pretty. Hey, sunshines. It is Monday evening. I am at home. Quick check-in. I came right home after work, so I had a bunch of knitting time, except I totally immediately crawled in my bed and took a nap when I got home for probably 40 minutes. Anyway, I worked on the shawl for my aunt. I had 4 stockinette rows done yesterday, right? So looks like I did 3 more, I think. 3 more rows, so that's cool. I have about that much left to do tomorrow, so that's, about half of the mini, which is my goal. I talked so much in the previous vlog, about having work knitting, and then I never cast it on over the weekend. I cast it on this morning at work. So this is my work knitting. It is a sock for my sister, and I am going to do coordinating socks. So the first sock is going to have this color, which is called plum. In what universe is this color plum? I mean, I guess I can kind of see it on like the weird light part of a plum, but like not an actual plum. So anyway, this is plum. So the first sock is going to have a plum cuff, heel, and toe, and then have celestial for the rest of the sock. And then I'm going to reverse it for the second sock. I kind of want to make this a little bit longer of a leg than I normally do, but maybe not. I don't know. I haven't decided. I'm going to do, I think, my normal size leg and then see how I'm feeling about knitting a longer leg. Also, normally I don't usually knit, or I don't usually wind the skeins like this into balls. I just work from the skein, but this skein had obnoxious yarn barf and I didn't use it all up knitting the cuff. Because if I had used it all up, it would have been whatever. So anyway, rude. Totally rude. I have I've gotten really, really far on the Advent sock. I'm somewhere in the toe, maybe halfway through the toe. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't actually counted. I don't know. But that's cool. So hoping to finish this tomorrow. And then what else? Oh, here's the lacing stripe sock. So I put on half of a repeat today because the repeat has a green stripe, a gray stripe, a green stripe, a gray stripe, but the green stripes are slightly different and the gray stripes are slightly different. So I did half of a repeat today, which is good enough. This color is not showing up like what it is at all. It looks super yellow. And I don't think it's yellow like that. Maybe it is. I don't know. Let's look at... I mean, I guess there's yellow in there. I just feel like it's looking way more yellow on camera than it is in person. And then the other thing I did is I wrote the journal entry for Once and Future King yesterday. And so I crocheted the square. I have to do the 2 outer rounds, but I had to crochet the square twice because I crocheted it the first time as if it was a physical book that I had read, and then I remembered my own arbitrary rules about audiobooks are different, so I pulled it out and crocheted it as an audiobook. And yeah, now I don't want to anymore. Like I do. I would really like to finish this mini. I'd really like to finish this toe. I would kind of like to finish this pattern repeat. I'd like to get the square into the blanket, but I don't actually want to do any of that. So I'm going to go read my book. And the book that I'm reading is Audrey and Bash Are Just Friends by Tia Williams. This is YA. I read another one of her books that was not YA. What was it? No. 7 Days in June. And I really, really liked that book. And then I feel like someone must have recommended this. It's cute. It's a YA, like, oh, what's that trope? That trope where you get someone to help you with something. Not like a fake boyfriend trope, but like, I don't know. Whatever. It's that trope. So I don't know if they're actually going to like be a thing or whatever, but maybe. I'm about 80 pages in out of 7 Days in June. I liked it. Out of, I don't know how many pages are in the book. I didn't even look. 366. Normally I look at that right away. How many pages are in a book. So 366. And yeah, it's cute. I'm pretty excited to read it, honestly, because it's so low stakes. I feel like a lot of what I've been reading lately has been much, much heavier. So it feels kind of nice to be reading this. And this is the last book that I had on my October TBR. So it will feel really good to finish all of the books on my TBR this month, because there's no way that this is taking me more than 10 days to read. It's just not possible. I'm feeling really good about my October goals right now, honestly, and I kind of want to make some November goals, but I think we'll save that. I think we'll save that until next week. We can talk about that. Good morning, sunshines. It's Tuesday the 21st. I don't know if I checked in with you yesterday. I feel like I did. Not Tuesday, Wednesday the 21st. No, I checked in with you Monday. I did not check in yesterday. So yesterday felt really like a really long day at school. And then we had craft club. A few teachers and I get together regularly, and then other teachers stop in sometimes. And yesterday was the first Tuesday that we had our craft club. We do it like every other week, except during like super, super busy weeks. So that was kind of nice. They didn't bring their crafting because they were too stressed, but it's okay. We'll get there. So I brought the shawl. I finished up the mini that was for yesterday. I started on this mini also. And I'm working on that. So I have this and 2 other minis. I really think that I can finish the shawl this weekend, which would be cool. Ideally, I'd like to finish it on Friday so I can block it on Saturday. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Finish it tomorrow would be even better, but I'm not going to put that on myself. I'm hoping to finish, the hidden messages in water. Today, I have 17 pages to go. I have about half an hour before I have to start getting ready for work. So I'm hoping that I can work on this project and finish that book this morning. I finished the Advent sock yesterday. Very exciting. I've been joined by a little nugget. Hi, little nugget. So yeah, I finished this sock yesterday, which is exciting. So I have to cover a dismissal post. I have to go to a classroom and cover a class while we're dismissing so that the teacher can have extra prep. And I've decided that I do have a walk around the classroom project, right? It's very, very simple. I can pick it up, put it down. But for about 40 minutes a day, I'm just standing in a doorway, thresholding, as we call it. So I can bring a slightly more complicated project to work on during that time. It just has to be small. So I did that yesterday. And I mean, I guess it could be large. It's just awkward because I'm standing. And today I'm going to bring this sock with me and see how far I get. I think that this will be a good solution because I can't really do anything while I'm watching the classes. Like I can't really bring work to do. So I think it'll be a good time to make some progress on this sock today. That's my hope. All right, wish me luck on finishing this book. Hey, sunshines. It's Wednesday. Is it the 22nd? I don't know. I was only at school for a hot minute today, and then I got a message from my boyfriend that he had some very concerning symptoms. And I was like, you need to go to the ER right now. And he was like, okay, maybe. And I was like, should I come take you? Like, are you okay to drive? And he was like, no, I can drive. And after like 20 minutes of back and forth, I was like, okay, I'm leaving work because I was just going to spend the whole day being like super, super stressed and freaked out. So instead of that being my day, I left work and still had the day be stressed out, but wasn't surrounded by children. So I finished a whole mini on the shawl. I'll show you that when I get home. I did not bring a book to school today because I was like, oh, why would I need a book? Should have brought a book. We were in the ER for like, I don't know, not that long, 3.5 hours maybe, but just so stressful. It'll be fine, but right now it's just very stressful. Anyway, yeah, that's where my day was. But on the bright side, I'm on the heel of the sock. I'm now waiting for my kids to get out of D&D. So yeah, working on a sock while I wait for them and listening to whatever that book is about the moon. When the Moon Hatched. Yeah, I think so. It's weird because like I don't have the physical book, so I'm not constantly looking at the title whenever I pick it up. So yeah, I've just felt nauseous all day. Like the stress is not good. They're like, it's either this not great thing or this really, really not good thing. So we're kind of just waiting to hear back from some people. I don't even want to say the things because I don't want to put that energy out there. So I'm not. I'm sorry I'm being vague. But I'm sure that once I know more, I know that if it's the bad thing, then you're gonna hear about it. If it's the medium thing, maybe not. But yeah, it's just, today was rough. But it'll be okay. I'm gonna go home and knit a little and read a little and probably go to sleep early. Excuse me. I tried to take a nap, but it didn't happen. So we'll try again when we get home. Okay, I'm home. I started binding off the shawl, but I'm binding it off in I-cord, and like after I thought about it, I was like, I don't think I might have enough yarn for that. So I didn't get very far, maybe like 40 stitches or something. So I'm going to pull out the I-cord and I'm going to do a much simpler bind off, and I'm hoping that I have the shawl bound off this evening. Wish me luck. Hey sunshines, it's Saturday. It's the 25th of October. I am in my bed. It has been a wild ride the last few days. So pretty sure I mentioned that I was in the ER with my boyfriend. It's my boyfriend on Wednesday, and he has a follow-up visit with oncology in a couple weeks, and I'll be going with him to that, which is stressful because if you've been here, you know that I have trauma with that. So I definitely had a trauma response where I was like nauseous for, I don't know, about 72 hours. I'm not feeling great right now. I had a horrible migraine this morning. So my body's very stressed. And then, so on top of that, a student called me out my name the Thursday morning, and I was like, nope, I can't. This is not it. And so it like threw off my energy all of Thursday. Yesterday, I was just too run down to do what I needed to, like paperwork wise. And like, I know the work will be there, but like, I feel like I'm behind now because I didn't do what I normally do on a Friday. So that's stressful. And then my teeny nugget went to her first homecoming. She went by herself. She bought her own ticket. She had a, it was some sort of like Halloween theme, whatever. She wore a Halloween costume. And like, as a parent, I was a little nervous. I'm like, oh my gosh, are other people dressing up? But then when we got there, there was a mix of people in like dresses and suits and Halloween costumes. So I was like, okay, cool. I mean, my kid goes to an art school, so like, I felt like it was 50-50 anyway. But she had a really great time, except she called me like an hour before the dance was supposed to be up, because I told her that I'd meet her there at the end of the night, or she could call me if she needed to come home, and I'd be right there. She called me and she was like, I need to leave. I'll tell you what happened when you get here. Okay. Heart plummet, right? Like, she wasn't crying, so I was like, okay, like, it's probably okay, but what? So I'm driving. I turned down the street to pick up my kid. There are police cars in front of the school, 3 of them with their lights going. And I'm like, what is going on? Because like seeing police cars is never my favorite, but I never, ever, ever want to see them at my kid's school. Ever. With lights flashing. Like if they're in the parking lot, whatever, sometimes, you know, things happen, whatever. But lights flashing. There was an altercation between several students, including one teenager who didn't go to the school. Like someone's guest. There was an altercation. So, yeah. And my little nugget was like, I saw it starting to happen, so I went and got a grown-up, and then I went to the bathroom because I didn't want to be around it. And I was like, okay, good job. Proud of you. I'm totally okay with that. So yeah, just that added stress. I'm pretty sure that mom stress is what triggered the migraine. So yeah, I'm feeling a little less awful right now. Like, my neck and shoulders are really tight. But my whole head doesn't hurt. It's just like an inch back from here. It hurts and is like stabby pain. So I don't really want to be watching, vlogs or anything, because I feel like looking at a screen is just gonna possibly re-trigger the migraine, which is kind of under control right now. So I might do some knitting. Well, I'm definitely doing some knitting. I might try listening to the Play Away audiobook. I'm sorry, my child is being very, very loud on the other side of the house. I don't know if you can hear that. But I don't know if like the pressure from the headphones is going to hurt my head. So I'm going to try it. And I'm going to set a timer so I can like really be intentional about checking in with my body to see if I feel okay listening to the Play Away. And if I don't, I'll just put on some music in the background. But I don't really want to listen to music. I want to listen to something else. Or maybe I'll find another free audiobook on YouTube. Like, all of the classics are free. So I could find something. Knitting. Do you want to see what I've been doing this week? All right, so I finished, I'm pretty sure I was doing a heel flap last time you saw this, but I finished the heel turn. I picked up gusset stitches, and I have started just very barely, just one round in, but I've started down the foot of this sock, so I'm feeling pretty hopeful that I can finish this before the end of the night on Friday, because that will be the end of October. And then I will have officially met my knitting goals for the month. I've finished my reading goals. Isn't that exciting? I'm pretty sure I haven't talked to you about Audrey and Bash or Just Friends, but it's cute. It's by Tia Williams, who wrote 7 Days of Summer. I think it's what it's called, which I really, really liked. That's an adult romance kind of. And this one is a teen romance, and it's cute, and it was just what I needed. It was light and stuff. And then I was leaving my boyfriend's house, and I only had 10 pages left of Audrey and Bash, but it wasn't like super late. It was probably like 7 p.m. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go finish this book. And then I have to figure out what book I'm going to read next. And that's stressful. And so he volunteered to pick my next read. So I am reading Geek Girl by Holly Smale, which I picked up from the library off of a recommendation from my sister. So it wasn't a random pickup, this book. It was my sister told me over the summer that I should check it out. So I'm checking it out. And I'm not very far into it. Probably, I don't know, 12 pages. How far am I? 21 pages. It's okay so far. Mostly it's just setting up like that this girl is kind of geeky and she doesn't like fashion. But I guess she's going to be a supermodel. So I'm guessing the event that she's going to right this second in the book is probably where she gets like picked up to be a model. So I think it's going to mostly be fluffy reading, which is fine because that's kind of what I need to be reading right now. I also picked up from the library Hip Hop is History. And I was reading it earlier this year. I did not finish it. I'm only on page 76. I'm only on page 76. So a long way to go in that, but that's okay. So I think The Hidden Messages of Water was the second to last book on the row that I'm working on for my reading blanket. And I think Audrey and Bash finish out the second to last row. So dangerously close to finishing that blanket. So I want to make my square for Hidden Message of Water right about, because I'm pretty sure I already journaled about that. Journal about Audrey and Bash and make that square. And then work on my nor'easterly. I think that's what I'm going to do for the next 3 or so hours before I have to take my kiddo to work. And hopefully chill out, because I need to chill out. So I'm in the grocery store parking lot while my kiddo goes and gets snacks before work. And I started listening to this today, Enchantment by Orson Scott Card. I think I listened to this before. I imagine it would have been, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago when I worked at the dog daycare, because I did listen to a lot of playaways at the dog daycare. And there's certain things that have happened in the story where I'm like, oh, I've heard this before. And it is based off of like Russian mythology, but like I feel like it's been really specific. But anyway, it's only 17 hours, so I'm looking forward to listening to it, probably on weekends. I don't foresee a lot of listening on weekdays, but maybe. But I started it today, and I'm on chapter 4 of 21, according to the Playaway. Also, my daughter, after her dance, when I picked her up, gave me this beautiful flower. She got me a flower. Isn't that so cute? Oh, I don't get very many flowers, and I like them when I get them. I would not like if I got them frequently, though. So that was just nice. Can you see them?